Do you use QuickBooks online? Are you anxious, often panic about whether you can afford to pay all of your bills on time or not? If yes, then today's video is for you because in this video I'm going to show it to you how you can use cash flow planner tool inside QuickBooks online. If you're not using this feature, then you are missing out on huge opportunity to project and plan your cash flow. Once you implement this, you'll no longer have the fear of unknowns in your cash flow, and instead you'll have peace of mind. And this will work for you even if you are not a finance person who does not understand or not familiar with cash flow terminologies, as well as even if you are not a finance techie person, because it is so simple to use. Keep watching. Hi, I'm Sid. I'm cash flow and profit coach per woman in business who wants to scale the business fast. I'm also a huge fan of QuickBooks Online. I've been using QuickBooks since 2006 on a daily basis, and I was the first 10 candidates in the UK to become advanced certified in QuickBooks Online in 2013. I use QuickBooks as a financial coach, helping them to grow my client businesses who are doing annual revenue range from 40,000 to 40 million pounds in annual revenues. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the process of how to plan your cash flow properly, step by step, not only from a systems and software point of view, but also from a business point of view as an entrepreneur, because I also use it in my business. So by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly how to use the full functionality of cash flow planner tool inside QuickBooks Online in detail. So keep watching. Okay, so when you log in for the first time, this is what you see on the dashboard, as you can see here. So this is a coaching business, the financials, and so this is what you see when you log in for the first time. So you head over to cash flow, and then when you're here, then you'll see a couple of options on the right hand side: money in and out, cash balance. On the left hand side, you see some numbers and in the time period. So this is the balance that you have in the bank statement as of today. If you have been putting information in from your bank statement to your QuickBooks Online, updated on a regular basis, and when you've done that, you updated the accounts and the bank accounts, go into banking and then say update, you'll see the updated balance as of now, and this is what you'll see here in the cash flow planner tool. And this is your today's opening balance, which is great, and you can check that in your normal bank statement. So now you can see here the dates that you can tweak, go back up to. You can go back up to 24 months. I always advise you to go back 3 to 6 months. Why? Because business is all about present and future. We're not looking in the past, because it doesn't really help us. If you go back in the previous, I guess if you're operating as a seasonal business like selling ice cream, then June to September might be relevant months for you, so that you can compare with the previous years and previous years and previous years. Understand, and we're in a fast-paced economy, and especially as a course consultant and a business owner who's trying to move fast in the business, looking at the last 3 months to 6 months of trading performance and linking to what's going to happen now for the next 3 months or 6 months is more important. I always talk about the business is all about the next 3 months. I started working with clients who were doing 6 million at the time, 6.3, and then in November 2009, I'm still working with the same client, and it's always about the next 3 months. Now the business has gone up to 37.5 million pounds over the last 11 years or so. So just go back to 3 to 6 months and see the trend of your cash in and out, and that will be a really good indicator what's going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. So now on the right hand side, you can see money in and out. So money in and out, green means money in, blue means money out. You can see in the bar chart, and on the cash balance, you'll see as a graph. It's great that you can see the visual representation and in a graphical form that you can see the line. So anything a line is as actuals, what has happened, from the dot to dot are projections. You can see here as projections. So based on what the business has performed in the last 3 months and or the last 1 or 2 months, the system is going to predict your cash flow, and that's great. And you as a business owner needs to overlook into this and have a sanity check and also tweak things around as you see fit. So what I mean by this is, so you start off with your opening bank balance, and then you'll see here there are three tabs: all, money in, money out. So all, so when you click on all, and you can see today's bank balance, you'll see some cash in and cash going out as projection, and you'll end up with the closing balance as end of June. And you'll also see there's money in. You can also see by money in what are the money in coming in the next few months, and you'll see that there's dummy transactions from ABC Limited, DF Limited, and ABC Limited again. This cash are coming in on these dates, and you'll see that here are two invoices on one plan. What do I mean by this is, these are actually the invoice has been raised in the system. So based on due date, when the invoices are due, these payments are expected to come in. But these are the business has done the work. This business has done the work for the ABC Limited, but hasn't raised the invoice. So but he's still expecting that this business to collect the payment from ABC Limited at the end of June 2021. That's what it means. The difference between invoice and plan. The same out in the money out section. You'll see here types like what are they, like predicted. You see the hover here. You can see the predictions are based on patterns in your bank history. So if you look at the previous months data, you would have seen that there were transactions to QuickBooks for £14.40 around 12th of March 2021, and also on 12th of February 2021. So based on historical data, and the system is smart enough to predict that there will be a transaction for this amount going to this supplier on this date. That's what the prediction means. It is picking up on the past historical data. And then you'll see another section called planned. Is you haven't incurred the expenses yet, but you know that you're going to plan this expense. That's what it means, that you're planning the expense. So how we do this is you just add a transaction. Let's say you want to add this at end of April, 30th April, and you're going to do one day event, one day workshop. Let's say workshop and IC, and let's say you're going to spend in one day workshop. It's online. Let's say you're going to spend £300 in that. So you have to be careful when you select money in and out. If you select money in, the system thinks that you're collecting the payment from your clients and customers. So you have to select the right in and out, the money out here. Now before I do this, you'll see that it was overdrawn by 739.44. Now we'll see that once I've done this, we would expect this balance to go even worsen. So that's how the money in and out and it works, and that's what the prediction and plan means, and that's how you go about navigating the cash flow planner section in QuickBooks Online, and now you understand the difference between money in and out. The only difference here is when you click on this one, you'll see the bar charts as money in and out, and when you go into cash balance, you'll see as a graph as well in a graphical format. But apart from that, from here onwards downwards, it's the same. There's no difference to this. It will also give you to tell you, smart enough to here are 10 transactions that are overdue, that are from that the customers hasn't paid, and you might go and update those transactions. So you just go there and you say when do you expect to collect the payments, and you just do that, and it's simple, and you can do that. For example, I'm just going to show it to you on. So here's ABC Limited, and it's a head invoice. You see here that the invoice is for 3,900. The due date is 12th of April. So invoice number 1044, and based on your conversation with the client ABC Limited, and ABC Limited told you that I'm sorry, I can't pay you 3,900 on 12th of April. Can I pay you let's say £2,000, and I'll pay the bank. I'll pay the remaining balance on the end of May. So you can put in here. I can say ABC Limited 1,900, and this money in, save. So what's saying to us is say that instead of 3,900 on 12th of April, you're going to receive £2,000, and the balance you're going to receive on the 31st of May. So this, you can make it this planning as as interactive as real time, based on your conversation with your clients. This otherwise system thinks that okay, your invoice is due date 12th of April, so that's the system would just put it back to saying here's 3,900 due on this date, so I would expect this to be paid on this date. So that's and if that happens, then this will not happen, right? So we just have to go this and remove this one. So now you see that the now you see that the list of money in and money out, and what the cash balance will look like based on the current situation in today. And so at the moment it looks like the cash closing bank balance will be 13,337 in positive. That's good. And then what we need to do next is to come up with a few scenarios of like what the cash posting will look like based on few changes around your decision making, as well as what you need to do in the business, as well as what are your cash payments that you haven't looked at. So you need to take this all into account when you do your cash flow projection. But imagine that we have this tool and it tells you that this is where you are right now, and this is where you'll be at the end of June if these things happen as expected. And that is powerful because you have this information in hand with you with the facts, and you no longer have the fear of unknowns in the business. And that's what and puts lots of people into stuck in analysis paralysis. Should I do this or should I not do this? And if I do this, and what will happen? And this worry, the fear about losing money in the business, or I don't know what do I need to do in the business. And when you have this in place, and I believe that you'll be much in better place, and you'll have peace of mind. So now let's get into building some scenarios around it, so that how this number will change and how your decision making will change based on your cash flow projections. Okay, so let's continue and building a cash flow forecast based on possible 3 scenarios for XYZ Coaching Limited. So opening bank balance is £6,507, and if as of now the opening bank balance plus this transaction expected cash coming in 7,900 minus these transactions cash going out will lead to cash closing balance of 13,667.07 at the end of June 2021. And the business now just remembers that, oh, they need to pay taxes at the end of June. So let's start building on this. So at the end of June, tax to pay. Let's say that's 11,500. You have to be careful. It's money out, not money in. So you have to select the right buttons here. So save. Now you see that the business, the closing balance had dropped to 2,167. That's still okay, and the business still maintaining the positive cash flow. Ideally, let's say that XYZ want to maintain the 5,000 pounds as cash balance all the time, but it's not possible when they had to pay this liability. And on top of that, let's say that they also want to do a 3-day workshop at the end of April. 3-day Facebook add in-person workshop. Let's say that is £1,800. Again, this is money out. So save. Now you see that it's still cash positive, but the balance is dropping. So, and then, okay, so that's still fine as long as the business is thinking we're not going overdrawn. That's okay. And we're investing in our business to learn how to do Facebook ads so that we can start getting more leads and more profitable leads and more profitable clients and so on and so forth. So that's how you can go on about planning and predicting. And remember, the prediction is based on the historical data, what has happened in QuickBooks before, and system predicts that one and puts the information here. And plan is what you plan out to do. That system doesn't know yet, but this is what you want to do. And so that's that. So that's a simple tricks that the changes that you want to make to have understanding of what your cash position will be in a few months' time today. And this information is really powerful, really powerful. It avoids the fear of unknowns in business, the fear of losing money, or the fear of like what I'll be like. Can I afford to do this or not? And an entrepreneur that's stuck in analysis paralysis and procrastination as a result of this, and instead that you'll have a peace of mind. So this is what you can do. So let's move on to the scenario number 3, where you see that okay, now you just realize that you just found out you just got a call from your XYZ Coaching Limited. Just got a call from ABC Limited that they won't be able to pay $3,900 on 12th of April. Okay, so they need to update this one, and although invoice value is $3,900, it was due on 12th April, they say they can only pay £2,000 and they will pay the remaining balance on or after 30th of June. So this leaves with only £6,000 coming in as the end of June, with $1,900 not to be received as of end of June. Let's see how the cash position will look like if that happens. Now start to get going into minus, and it's not a good place to be in. And let's say that now this client say 7,500 out of 2,500 they said they were going to pay. They just cancel that. They say we're not in a position to invest in it at this time, and they just cancel that. Now you see now all of a sudden that the business will be overdrawn by £4,000 something at the end of June. And you might wonder, okay, so what can I do now? And you might be saying, okay, so can I, instead of doing live in-person workshop, can I speak to the suppliers and say, hey, I think I'm going to be not in a great position in a few months' time. Is it okay that I switch from in-person to online version? You still get the best of both worlds, and you can reduce your investment from 1,800 to say, let's say 900, because it's online, and you can save on travel and accommodation and everything. So now you minimize the damage, and you still invested in the right path program for you to for XYZ Limited to go on in the business. And then you say, okay, so what the business can do is to run their own, let's say, 3-day workshop, and they're going to start promoting the product, and they start going to do that in May, their own version of 3-day event. And let's say that they expect you to close 10 clients, and each of them is going to pay £500. So that will be 10 times 500 is 5,000, and in this instance is money in and money in. So let's just save. Now suddenly that the bank balance looks positive. So this is how you make decisions in business based on what your cash position will look like in 3 months today, and based on your conversation with your clients, with XYZ clients, and if you were XYZ limited, and this is what you do. Now see that, okay, how much cash is going to come in and come in, and how much cash is going to go out, on which date for what, and is there anything that you can do to tweak it around. And that's what you would do if we were an XYZ Coaching Limited, and that's what you do in your business. And this is how you can use cash flow planning functionality in QuickBooks to plan your cash flow. And this way you will no longer have the fear of unknowns in business, and instead have a cash flow clarity, a control, and to some extent confidence and conviction. And this will lead to having peace of mind, and you no longer having to wake up at 12 o'clock at night and think about, I don't know what's going to happen with my cash flow. So you have this tool inside QuickBooks help you to do that. Well, if you do need to build up multiple scenarios, if this then that, and X, if X then Y happens as a result of Z, then ABC are also affected, or something like that, then you need a complex, then there are cash flow tools that will help you do that, which I'm going to talk about in more detail very shortly. But if you have simple business, this will work for you. Limitations of cash flow planner feature in QuickBooks Online. You might be wondering what are its limitations and how is it compared to cash flow apps that are available in the market today. If you need to build complex cash flow scenarios, for example, if X happens as a result of Y, then Z will happen. If you want building very complex multiple scenarios, then cash flow planner tool might not be the right solution for your business. And you might want to check out top 5 cash flow apps that are available in the market today that I've curated for you. I'll put the link in the description below so that you don't have to waste your time searching for them one by one. But if you have a simple business and you don't need to build a very complex cash flow scenarios, then this will work for you. If you got value from the video, then like it and share it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on reaching new videos, which I publish every Wednesday at 4 p.m. GMT. Your comments are my oxygen, so don't forget to comment below. I just want them all. Now, I would like to turn over to you. Did you know about the cash flow planner inside QuickBooks Online before watching this video? Let me know by leaving a comment below.